Hello everyone, in this video you will learn how to find upper and lower bound with indirect approach. Before solving questions, you have to learn some notes. There are some notes here. These are type 2 part B questions when formula with subtraction or division is being used. This is indirect approach. In the previous video, I have discussed in lesson number 2 for multiplication and addition. But in lesson number 3, I'm going to discuss about when subtraction or division is being used in indirect approach. There are some notes here. You have to understand the note. This is for subtraction formula. In subtraction formula, if you are going to find lower bound, the first value must be lower bound and the second value must be upper bound. And for if you are going to find upper bound, the first value will be upper bound and the second value will be lower bound. Now for division formula, if you are going to find lower bound, the numerator will be lower bound and the denominator will be upper bound. Same case, if this is upper bound, you have to find upper bound. The numerator will be upper bound and the denominator will be lower bound. Let's take some example from past papers. Example from October number 2015, paper 1-1, question number 11, part A here. This is part A, 11 part A. An empty box has a mass of 0.8 kilogram. Correct to the nearest 0.1 kilogram. Write down the lower bound for the mass of the empty box. This is indirect approach here because you are going to find lower bound. This is direct approach here. I have discussed in the lesson number 1 because you are going to write down lower bound for the mass of the empty box. The mass of the empty box is 0.8 kilogram. Correct to the nearest 0.1 kilogram. The first step is first find out the actual value of the mass of the empty box. The actual value of the mass of the empty box will be is 0.8 kilogram. This is the actual value of mass of empty box. And second step is find out the key for error. The key for error is you can find from this correct to the nearest 0.1 kilogram. This is the key for error. So this is the key for error. The error will be 0.1 divided by 2. Half of 0.1 divided by half of 0.1 is the error. Now I'm going to find the lower bound for the mass of an empty box. Solution. Lower bound of the mass of empty box will be lower bound. Recall the formula. It is a direct approach. Recall the formula which I discussed in the lesson number 1. The lower bound is equal to actual value minus error. In this case, the actual value is 0.8 kilogram. So 0.8 minus the error will be half of 0.1 kilogram. So 0.1 divided by 2. 0.8 minus, it is 1 over 20, paper 1, this is paper 1, so don't use calculator. 1 over 20, when you remove the decimal, it will be multiplied by 2 will be multiplied by 10, so it will be 20 here. 0.8 minus 1 over 20. 1 over 20 is 20 here, 1. We are going to divide 1 by 20 here, so put decimal, 0 again. It is less than 10 is less than 20, so the use of the 0 here to 5 the 25 the 100. It is 0.05. 8 minus 0.8 minus 0.05. Okay, 0.8 minus 0.05. So 10 minus 5 is 5 and 7. It is 0.75. This is the lower bound of the mass of the empty box. Lower bound of the mass of the empty box. Now, for part B, okay, the part B of the question, the box is filled with books. The box means it is the empty box. Empty box is filled. This is the box. The empty. This is the empty. It was the empty box here. Empty box is filled with books. The empty box filled with books. It means we can write the equation. The empty box filled with solution here. So you can write the equation. For this sentence, from this sentence, the box is the empty box. This is the empty box here. The empty box. The empty box is filled with books. It means the empty box is filled with books. So the empty box is filled with box means when you are filling box with books, it is books, or you can say the mass of the so it is the mass of the empty box plus mass of the books. Mass of empty box plus mass of books. Mass of books and mass of empty box will be total mass of the empty box, or you can say the box and the books. So we can say total mass of the box and the books will be mass of the empty box plus mass of books here. And in this question, we have to find the lower bound for the mass of the books. Lower bound for the mass of the books. Okay. This is indirect approach. So you have to subject mass of books. When you subject mass of books, so mass of books will be equal to total mass, copy total mass of the box and the books minus mass of the empty box. You are shifting mass of the empty box in the right hand side. So it is positive. Now it will be negative mass of the empty box. Okay. In this question, you have to, this is the subtraction case here. So recall the rule for subtraction. Recall the rule for subtraction, which is, recall here, lower, if or you are going to lower bound for subtraction case. It, for the first value will be lower bound and the second value will be upper bound. So mass of the books is lower bound here. So you have to take the value for lower bound for mass of books, and you have to take the value of the second value must be lower bound, and so the and next value is upper bound. Means you have to subtract with mass of the empty box upper bound. Okay. Now mass of the books, going to the mass of the books of lower bound for the mass of the books here, and total mass of the box and the books. For total mass of the box and the books, look at into the question. The actual value is 6 kilogram here. This is your actual value. And the correct to the nearest kilogram is the key for error. As you know, error is, this is 1 kilogram, or you can say 1 kilogram. 1 kilogram, the 1 over 2, it is 0.5 kilogram. So actual minus error. Actual value is 6, and the error is half of the 1 kilogram. Actual is 6 minus half of 1 kilogram. Half of 1 kilogram is 1 over 2 minus mass of the empty box. You have to take the mass, the upper bound of the mass of the empty box. Upper bound of the mass of the empty box. Okay. From part A. The mass of box was in part A 0.8, correct to the nearest kilogram. So actual value is 0.8 and the key for error is 0.1. So I'm going to write here. And the error was, it is 0.8 actual value minus the error was 0.1. So half of means divide by 2. So 6 minus 0.5, 6 minus half or 6 minus 0.5 will be 5.5. And sorry, this is upper bound, so this is positive sign. Minus 0.8 plus 0.1 over 2, 0.1 over 2. I've explained how can you divide 0.1 by 2 in part A without calculator. So it is 0.01, 0.05. 0.1 over 2 is 0.05. I've explained part A. Now, the lower bound, this is the lower bound. The final answer is lower bound of mass of the books will be 5.5 minus 0.8 minus plus minus 0.05. This is paper. So the final answer will be, you can add or subtract without calculator. Now 5.5 minus 0.8 or 4 is 1, 15 minus 8 is 7, and this is 4.7. 4.7 here, 4.7, 4. This is 4.7 minus 0.05 will be 4.7 minus 0.05 will be 4.65. So 4.65 is the final 4.65 is kilogram is the final answer. Final answer is 4.65 kilogram. So now I'm going to let's take another example for division case. This is example from October November 2017, paper 1-2, question number 9 here. Okay, the area of rectangle. The area of a rectangle is given as 8 centimeters square. Correct to the nearest centimeter square. Write down the lower bound for the area of rectangle. This is direct approach. The area of you can find lower bound for the area of rectangle directly with the help of the formula. Lower bound equals to actual minus error. So first find out where is the actual and error. So the area of rectangle is given as 8 centimeters square. This is your actual value. So direct approach, actual, and correct to the nearest centimeter square. 1 centimeter square is the key for error. Now solution. Write down the lower bound for the area of the rectangle. So lower bound for the area, lower bound for the area will be actual value minus error. Actual value is 8 centimeters square minus error. I have explained in the lesson number 1 how to find the error. The keyword is nearest 1 centimeter square. So 1 over 2, half of 1 is 8 minus 0.5 without, it is calculator based question. So you can use calculator, no problem. 8 minus 0.5 will be 7.5 centimeters square is the lower bound area. Now, part B. Okay, now question number 9, part B. The area of a rectangle is given as 8 centimeters square, correct to the nearest centimeter square. And the width of the rectangle is given as 2 centimeter, correct to the nearest centimeter. Calculate the lower bound for the length of the rectangle. Okay. Width is given here and area of rectangle was 8 centimeters square in this question, correct to the nearest centimeter square. So area, width, and you have to find length. There are three components: area, width, and length. So it is indirect approach, because we are going to find this indirect approach, because we are going to find lower bound with the help of formula. First, I'm going to write the formula for area of rectangle. Area of rectangle is length multiplied by width. Okay. We have to find the length here, so make subject L length equal to area over width. We have to find lower bound of length, so it will be the length will be lower bound, must be lower bound here, lower bound length. Lower bound length will be area. Okay. Area, recall the notes, area divided by width, area. Okay. If it is lower bound, it must be lower bound and width must be upper bound. Recall the notes for division. So lower bound area. Lower bound area is 8 centimeters square here. 8 centimeters square is the actual value and the nearest 1 centimeter square. 1 over 2 is the error. The actual value is 8 centimeters square and the error is 1. It is 1 centimeter square, so half of 1 centimeter square. You can say 1 over 2.5. So 8 actual minus, for lower bound, actual minus actual is 8 minus 1 over 2 is 0.5 divided by upper bound width. For width of rectangle, the 2 centimeter is actual and the 1 centimeter is the error. 1 over 2 is the error. 0.5 is the error here. So the actual width is 2. Actual width is 2. And it is upper bound, so you add the error 0.5. It will be 7.5 divided by 2.5. This is, you cannot use calculator because this is paper 1. Sorry, paper 1 here, paper 1 question 2017, paper 1, variant 2. Paper 1, you cannot use calculator. So 7.5 over 2.5, remove decimal here. So it is 25 over 75 over 25. 25 on the 25, 75, and 25 3s are 75. 3 is the answer for lower bound of the length. It is lower bound for the length. Okay. So I hope you have understood this topic in this lesson number 3, and I have covered all the cases. So uh, the add the multiplication and addition I have covered in lesson number 2, and I have covered now in this lesson number 3. We have covered division and subtraction and division cases. So stay connected, subscribe, like, share, and press bell icon for more videos. Thank you very much, and Allah Hafiz.